Hey there, Sagittarius. How's it going? Hope everything's going good with you and yours. Welcome to your May 9th weekly general reading. Let's take a look at this. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate anyone. Pleasure to meet you. If you're new to, or if you're returning viewer, thanks for coming back. I hope everything's been going good since the last time we were dealing with one another. I say dealing with one another, but you know what I'm saying. Since we last saw each other, all right? But this is a general reading where we're looking at your oracle cards, a past, present, future spread here. We're going to clarify all that. Hopefully this is going to be resonating with you. If it does, best ways to let me know are to leave a comment down below, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And of course, if it doesn't resonate with you, it's just not part of your message, so don't worry about it. Or if parts of it don't resonate with you, it's just not, those parts aren't part of your message, so don't worry about them. All right, so let's get into this reading. We got the Groundhog Spirit and the Rhino Spirit saying time to let go. You can overcome any obstacle you face. So I like this. This is really quite an interesting energy. It's time to let go. I feel like maybe for some of you out there, you're kind of holding on to, and especially with as we get into this past energy here, I feel like there's a lot of you holding on to something that maybe kind of feels like a security blanket almost. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be like an actual, you know, like Linus from Charlie Brown, but you know, it could be like, you know, maybe a person or a thing or an idea or something in your life that feels almost like you feel like you can't live without it. Right? Or you feel like you couldn't survive without it or something, right? Like, how could I do this without this person in my life? How could I do this without this thing? How could I do this without doing this? You know, that kind of an energy here, I feel almost. But you can overcome any obstacle here. The Rhino Spirit is telling us here. Like, you can overcome anything you face. Like, it's just a matter of your mindset, right? It's kind of like, jump-ins. It's kind of like some people feel like they're addicted to things, but they're not actually addicted to things because it's not an addictive substance or something along those lines, right? And they feel like, oh, I just need this in my life, but it's like you really don't, right? And even stuff that people do get addicted to, they feel like, oh, I need it. It's like, no, you don't. You were working, perfectly fine before that. Like, you don't need this to function, you know? So I feel like there's something here that's kind of, like I say, you feel like you can't do your life. You can't survive without this. So let's look at your past energy. We got the Four of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Tower here. So yeah, the Four of Cups especially, where it's kind of like, you're like, no, I don't want this new thing because, you know, the old thing works so good, right? I don't need the fourth cup because I got 3 cups that are perfectly fine. You're not willing to accept an offer here, right? Especially where we got the Ace of Cups, where it's like this new thing might make you even better, overflow with emotion, overflow with positivity here. But with the Tower here, there's this underlying sense with this that a change needs to happen. Like this tower needs to come down and you need to build a better, stronger tower in its place, right? So it just definitely feels like, yeah, it just definitely feels like right now, here, at least in your past and recently, you just been dealing with kind of like letting go or difficulty with letting go of something or someone or what have you here. So let's get some clarifiers going. Let's clarify this Four of Cups to start. No. Yeah, we'll clarify the Four of Cups. What could you be being offered right now? What might this offer be that you're kind of like, no, I don't want that? Seven of Cups, maybe it's just options. Maybe you're just like, you're being offered a lot, potentially. And it's like, yeah, you can do all these other things instead of this and you'd be doing better. And you're like, no, I like the way I used to do things. It's almost like, not to say that it is this, but it's kind of like when your parents get older and it's like new technology comes along. They're like, no, I like this or I like that. Like my parents right now, they have a car that's like, I can hear it coming like streets and streets away from where I live. Like I can just like, oh yeah, it's probably my dad coming like in his vehicle. But they don't want to get rid of it because they like it. Like they just like the vehicle and they don't want to get a new one. And it's like, you know, like you could get a better one that doesn't, you know, one that you could sneak up on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, let's clarify the Tower with this pop out. The Knight of Swords, yeah, need to take action here. Some sort of action needs to be taken here in order to move forward here for sure. And I feel like, you know, it's just kind of like this inaction you're experiencing right now. But there's definitely like a feeling of like this kind of pent up energy. I feel like once you take action, you go, it's kind of like the floodgates will open. You'll be able to do whatever you want to do, right? And then clarifying the Ace of Cups here. We have the Four of Pentacles here. So yeah, definitely you're playing it safe, maybe obsessed over something, and you're like, I don't want the new thing that might make me feel better because this is fine, right? It's like this bird has got this woman and the pentacles here, like, no, you're not going anywhere. Like, you know, I don't want you to go anywhere. Like, it's almost like you want to give up. It's like you're like, I'm not giving up on this because it's going to work. Like, I'm going to make this work. You know, you're going to be, you know, it's like, you're going to be happy with me. You know, that's almost what this card is saying. Like, you're going to be happy with me and you're going to like it. And this woman's like, I really don't want to be here, you know. But for you, it's more of like a, you need to let go of this, right? One thing I've heard this, someone say this before, was like, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. And if not, it was never yours in to begin with. And it's almost, we're kind of getting a sense of that with that Four of Pentacles. For some of you, I feel like, is like, maybe just let something go. And if you come back to it, you come back to it. But try the new thing, like give it an honest shot here. So let's look at your present energy. We've got the Nine of Cups, Six of Pentacles, and the Magician here. Really nice. The Nine of Cups is a card of fulfillment, card of satisfaction. So, like, I feel like you're heading towards this. Like, I feel like for some of you, you're striving towards this, trying to find satisfaction in your life. And I feel like maybe giving this up is going to fulfill you with that. With the Magician here as well, manifesting your dreams. Really beautiful, too, because we have the Ten of Cups in your future here as a nice little preview. So we go from the 9 to the 10. So that's great. Like, that's like you moving forward into happiness here for sure. Manifesting that at this time. I think that's beautiful. Just with the Six of Pentacles between the Magician and the Nine of Cups, it's really saying like you got to come at things in kind of a fair way, right? It's kind of like like here this guy's being balanced, and it's, well, you can see here he's giving 4 coins to the one guy, but he's not giving anything to the other. And it's almost like you're giving all of like your opinion and the positive energy to this old thing, but you're not giving anything to the new thing, right? You're just being like, no, it's not going to work. I already made up my mind. I'm not even going to bother trying it, right? So you're not even offering up even anything. So you got to be fair with stuff. You got to be fair with the new thing. Like, give it an honest shake here, because it may turn into it may turn into this. Like, it may turn into this thing that you're like, oh, I couldn't imagine my life without this, right? So let's take a look at some clarifiers. Let's start with this Nine of Cups. Let's clarify that. Clarifying the Nine of Cups, we got the Nine of Cups. So yeah, definitely satisfaction and fulfillment coming in for you, for sure. Like, you just gotta, you gotta seize it. You gotta be willing to be open to it, willing to be open to new things that could fulfill you even more, right? Because we're going from the 7 to the 9, right? Like, we're clearly moving up, and like it's kind of like moving up, and it's not even like a little improvement. It's like a big improvement. It's like taking 2 steps at a time, you know? So that's great. And clarifying the Six of Pentacles, we got the High Priestess here. So yeah, I feel like, you know, like this isn't, I'm not being fair with this. Like, oh yeah, I'm giving it an honest shake. Maybe you're saying on the outside, but on the inside, you're like, no, I'm not. I'm definitely like, fuck that, you know? Fuck that new thing. That's stupid. But with the High Priestess as well, you got to know that things come and go in cycles. And like, I feel like this one's kind of a long overdue cycle. Like, this is a long overdue transition you need to be taken here. Let's clarify this Magician. What do we got? We got that. We got the Nine of Wands here. So that's looking really good with that, because there's another card of completion as well. With the Nine of Wands, it can be this card where you're kind of maybe trying to manifest a wall here, trying to manifest like a kind of like, no, I just want to be in my own little space. I don't want anything new. Leave me alone. And it's kind of like you're fighting it, right? You're fighting the change. You're fighting the new thing, right? But I feel like this new thing, whatever it is, whether it's you moving on from a person, or you moving on to doing something different, or you just move, whatever movement it needs to be, it just feels like you're fighting it as hard as you can here. So let's look at your future energy here. We got the Chariot, the Ten of Cups, and the Five of Cups here. The Ten of Cups is great. That's your dreams coming true. That's, your positive dream life, dream home, dream family, all that good stuff, whatever you need here. And it looks really beautiful. With the Chariot here too, sign of Cancer. That's also great if you have Cancer in your chart. Nice little bonus for you. But with these two especially, it's just saying you need to take the reins and go out and do. Right? You need to take the reins and go out and try and find something new, because where you're at now, this city that's behind the Chariot, here, what he wants isn't back there, right? What he wants is out there in the wide world. And that's why he's leaving the town. He's leaving the city behind, because he knows this 10 of Cups, that's not a city back there. That's a happy home in the future. That's like a cabin in the woods sort of thing, right? And it's like he knows that future he wants isn't in this big busy town behind him. It's out there in the wilderness. It's out there in the wider world. And with the 5 of Cups here as well, it's just saying, like, I almost feel with this mirror here, it's like introspection. It's like, are you really happy with this right now? Is this really satisfying with you right now? Or satisfying with you? Is this really satisfying you right now? Like, looking in the mirror? Like, is that honest to goodness? Is this where you want to be for the rest of your life? Or is this where you want to be or who you want to be with for the rest of your life? And I feel like a lot of you, it's like, well, this is all I got, right? Because we got the 3 cups knocked over here, right? It's like, this is all I have. You know, I've only got these 2 cups, so I need to stay with this. I need to cling on to this. This is the only good thing I have in my life. But the thing is, there's a bridge there that leads to this town, leads to this city, like, it leads to something better, right? And it's a different town than this one that's here in the Chariot. It's saying, like, you got to move on. Like, you know, you can move on and still, you can have things not work out for you, or things maybe not being as good as you want them to be, and still, like, achieve your goals and achieve bigger and better things. Like, you don't have to just take what's given, you know? You can turn it into something better. So let's get some clarifiers going. Let's clarify the Chariot. See what we got here for you. Clarifying the Chariot, we have the 2 of Wands. So yeah, there's stability, there's balance out there for you. Also with the 2 of Wands, it is a card of, you know, kind of having the world in your hands, you know, having a lot of options in front of you. And again, like, I feel like there's a ton out there for you. There's a ton of options out there for you in the bigger world here. Clarifying the 10 of Cups, we got the Tower again, a definite change. You need to knock this tower down, whatever it is, and build something up new, because it's not serving you anymore. The foundation isn't as strong as maybe you thought it was, or maybe the tower's just kind of fell into disrepair, and you just, like, it's no saving it. There's no salvaging it. You need to build up something new here, you know, whatever this tower is to you. And clarifying this 5 of Cups, we got the Queen of Cups here. Clarifying the 5. Again, that's a card of intuition, like the High Priestess, like we were talking about. And again, it's like, on this diagonal, it's going 7 of Cups, High Priestess, Queen of Cups. It's like, you have a lot of options in front of you. You know that one of them is going to be better than what you got now, maybe even a lot of them. And the Queen of Cups is saying, yeah, they're still using that intuition to get to where you want, right? It's got to be better. It's got to be better than what you got now, because, you know, things just move on. Like, I feel like the situation with the Queen of Cups is like, is this emotionally satisfying me? Is it actually doing that? Is this really doing it for me? Is there really nothing else better than this, you know? And I feel like if you kind of think about it, you have a bit of introspection, and maybe talk it out with someone too, right? Talk it out with a friend or someone you trust about, like, is this actually emotionally satisfying me? Is there something better out there? You know, and maybe you'd be surprised to find that, like, well, you know what, actually this isn't what I thought it was, now that I kind of think harder on it, right? And I think a lot of people go through that too. For me, for instance, like, I've started drinking that bubbly, or buble or whatever, water. And at first I was like, oh, this is just dumb, right? But then I kind of drank it, like, I got, you know, a couple cans deep, and I'm like, actually, this is pretty good. And actually, I like it a lot better than, you know, like other things. Like, I like it a lot better than pop and stuff now, a lot of the time. So, you know, it might be something like that, where it's just like, maybe you just gotta give something a chance, you know, just give it a little bit of a chance here. So I hope that resonated with you. Hope that helped you out here, Sagittarius. So you know, help out the channel, leaving a like, leaving a comment, subscribing if you're new to the channel. I'll help out a ton. And you, of course, can check out your sun, moon, and rising signs too after this one, and see what might all be coming for you later. And I will see you next time, Sagittarius.